So today I got this video, accountability. It's all about accountability. Some immigrant has been killed in an accident in the most unfair way. Let me show you the video and we can talk about it.
Horrific story out of D.C. A carjacking that left a delivery driver there dead. But now two teenage girls, ages 15 and 13, have been charged with assaulting him with a stun gun, leading to the crash that killed him. A lot of questions being asked now, including if services like Uber Eats need to do more to protect drivers.
So you're telling me if kids always go fight at McDonald's, you want McDonald's to do something about it? No, you need to educate the kids. It's the parents' fault.
This morning, two teenage girls arrested, charged with felony murder and armed carjacking after police say they violently attacked and killed an Uber Eats driver in Washington, D.C. Police say the suspects, just 13 and 15 years old, were in the process of trying to steal 66-year-old Mohammad Anwar's car when one of them used a taser on him as they tried to speed off, which police say led to the deadly car crash, the car flipping over. Anwar ejected. He was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries but did not survive. The teens arrested at the scene. Anwar's loved ones calling the sudden loss immeasurable, telling ABC News the father of 3 and grandfather of 4 moved to the U.S. from Pakistan in 2014 to build a better life for himself and his family. Police say they've seen a spike in carjackings in Washington, D.C. and in several other major cities since the pandemic began. In 2020, 345 carjackings were reported in the nation's capital, more than double the year before. The city launching a task force just last month to help focus on these incidents.
There are instances in the game where an individual pulls up to a car, bumps the car, taps the car, gets out, pulls the individual out of the car, carjacks the car, pulls off.
Walker met with Illinois State Representative Marcus Evans in January, and from there, legislation was drafted to amend a 2012 law preventing some games, including Grand Theft Auto, from being sold to children in Illinois.
So now there comes an issue that people are like, you know what, we need to ban specific games because they motivate kids to do specific stuff. And I'm like, are you sure about that? Because I do believe that if a kid doesn't know I do know that a kid doesn't have accountability of her action and what can happen, yes, they're going to believe that, hey, you know what, I can go to Grand Theft Auto and do something like that. So whose fault is that? Because I will guarantee you, if a kid doesn't have accountability and Grand Theft Auto wasn't there, then what's going to happen? They're going to see other people do it, so they are accountable. It's COVID. There's no money. They need money. That's why they go after the Asians and beat them up on New Year's Eve to get the money. Or they're going to find the nearest way to do something. There is no job. Everything is locked down. They see a bunch of people in the car and they're like, you know what? Hey, I have no accountability. Whoa, I can just pull that person out. Just because the ID is out there, that doesn't mean they're too dumb to think about it. It's gonna happen. People with time have a lot of time to think.
In just the last few days, 3 teens have been arrested for carjackings in Chicago. People have been saying for months now that teens are running around the city and carjacking people like it's a video game.
But now local lawmakers are doubling down on that idea, saying that video game should be banned.
Tia Ewing has more.
The carjacking suspects aren't even old enough to drive.
There are instances in the game where an individual pulls up to a car, bumps the car, taps the car, gets out, pulls the individual out of the car, carjacks the car, pulls off.
Walker met with Illinois State Representative Marcus Evans in January, and from there, legislation was drafted to amend a 2012 law preventing some games, including Grand Theft Auto, from being sold to children in Illinois.
Should it be banned? I think so. However, there's probably lots of reasons for theft and lots of reasons for violence.
Tia Ewing, Fox.
Hey, I have no accountability. Whoa, I can just pull that person out. Just because the ID is out there, that doesn't mean they're too dumb to think about it. It's gonna happen. People with time have a lot of time to think.
And Uber says that it is grateful these suspects were arrested. Police not releasing their identities because they are juveniles. Both teens have pleaded not involved, which is the adult equivalent of not guilty.
So you've seen the whole situation. It's so messed up, right? So I don't think people realize how fragile the human body is and how easily you can die. I'm surprised most kids don't realize life is Gucci, and for some reason it's not clear if you already went inside or not. These people try to rob the car. So I assume with Uber, I don't know, you just do your thing quick, bring the food, go back, go do your next drop off, right? The simple thing. So these people jump into the car, try to hijack, and he tries to stop them. Gucci. Look at this part.
They're thieves.
What's going on?
This is my car.
So here it is. He's fighting. So tell me how it's sensible to do what's gonna happen next.
No, this is my car.
And they're gone. Tell me what is sensible as a little girl that just, I don't know, 13, 15, I don't care anymore. What is sensible that they can say I'm not guilty for that man's death? I told my wife what was happening here. You know what she told me? Why did the man hold on? I was like, that's a very good point. I'm not sure. But now that you hear the news, I then think about it. Well, if you take somebody, right, doesn't do the kung fu grip, crack. The way he was standing, the way he was moved, it isn't like he was just standing on the street. It's like he had his foot inside the car. Hopefully not both. Maybe it pulled him and he jumped in. Maybe one of his leg got stuck under the chair for some reason and he jumped in. I don't know what's happening. There is a certain amount of accountability that I'm surprised certain little people, that I mean by that people under 18 take, and they're not accountable for those decisions. And I'm surprised that the fact that you give them this leeway to make these decisions and these stuffs happen.
Call the cops. Call the cops. They stole the car. These girls stole the car.
Do you have any idea how unfair that is? A father of 3, grandfather of 4? Where's your grandpa? Yeah, he tried to stop some people. They drove off at him and he got crashed into the car crashed and something happened and his body got splattered in between the floor and the car and the pole, and I don't know, but he was crushed. But the point is, the girl walks over the dude. It's like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? What do you mean, where's your phone?
They stole the car. They stole the car. These girls. That's it.
The place that you crash, you have all these army people trying to take care of you, help you out comfortable out of the car because it's dangerous, and you're asking where your phone is. What about the dude on the floor? The immigrant on the floor? I don't know, man. It doesn't make me happy at all. The fact that I am a father, the moment that my child was born, I am so careful about anything. I'm so careful about dumb little kids. Literally, I don't even joke about it because I know they feel like they're invincible, but I'm surprised some of them feel the person I have a contact with is also invincible, you know? Like I can speed off with this person, just like kind of crash him into the wall as if you see in the movies, so the person has to jump away, you know, like a gangster. You live in real life. They're not accountable for specific decisions. Like, oh my God, it wasn't my intention. What do you mean it wasn't your intention? Like, I was afraid that if I did something wrong, at least on my island, is you go immediately to prison. That's it. It's done. There is no second attempt. And once you get that, you don't have a life because you will have a criminal record and nobody would hire you. I was afraid. Some people would say, yeah, that's not fair. But then again, I'm like, how fair should the rule be for little kids and not for this grandpa on the floor? Right? The guy is dead. So tell me in the comments, let me know. How can this happen? How unaccountable, how afraid were they? What would you think? Because for me, I mean, it's not the moral thing to do. I mean, he cannot start punching these girls, but I think also these girls know they can rob and we can punch them. My point is, I'm sure the guy thought about it, but he didn't. But if I would have told him from the future, hey, you have to let go or you have to punch them because you're gonna die in the next 5 seconds, he would have let them go. But he didn't know. And now imagine him on the floor thinking, I'm gonna die because of this? It's such a unfair way to go. So now I'm thinking, this dude is on the floor, body crushed, came to a different country to make a better life for itself, and there's a girl stepping over him. Where's my phone? And everybody is helping the girls and he's on the floor dying. I know they can't move the body because something might go worse, right? But damn, that's not fair. Actually, it's kind of sexist. If I see somebody on the floor bleeding, I will ask him, dude, are you okay? Can you breathe? Can you say something? I'm not gonna help the other people that seems to be alive with their limbs intact. When did the world become this way? I'm not gonna try to help any young person in a weird situation because I don't want to be responsible for my decisions to try to play it Gucci and then I'm gone. What about my kids? I don't want to be that father. As selfish as it sounds, I don't want to die when it's not necessary.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put a fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, turloqueta, verdeta, welcome.